Hello. This is where the fun begins.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in this video, we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3 and the upcoming cast. Every actor confirmed and rumored to be appearing here in the upcoming season of The Mandalorian. That they would be coming not soon enough, in my own thoughts and opinions, but February of 2023. So next year, and only a couple months away at this point. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. Also talking about actors and also characters here that are going to be rumored and confirmed here for the third season of The Mandalorian. And taking a read here from the Direct's article, as per usual. I'm going to have that full article linked down in the description down below for you guys to check out on your own if you want to. As the galaxy far, far away moves into 2023, as the article reads, fans will finally blast back into the Mandoverse with Season 3 of The Mandalorian in early 2023 February. This, as Mando fans all know, this is the way. Lucasfilm's debut Disney Plus program continues its incredibly successful run after its first two seasons in 2019 and 2020 of The Mandalorian, both of which earned massive acclaim with more than a dozen combined wins at the Emmys. Now, after a short break with the Book of Boba Fett in late 2021 and early 2022, still adding on to the Mandoverse adventures here, Din Djarin, Grogu, and the crew will find their way back into the spotlight after another 8-episode adventure. It's kind of weird that the article is mentioning that this is going to be 8 episodes. This isn't something that's confirmed, and this isn't really all that much of a rumor I've even really heard going around all that much. So I'll do my part and take a little bit of a look on into this a little bit deeper and cover it here on the channel in a separate future video here pretty soon. However, all things considered, seeing kind of taking this kind of research here, so to speak, here from the first two seasons of The Mandalorian and as well as the Book of Boba Fett, they're right around there with 8 to 9 episodes here for each season, so we can probably kind of count on that. Now from there, the article continues to say that Season 3 came into full force to Star Wars Celebration 2022 in May of 2022, only a couple months ago, with fans getting a first look at footage from the new season long before its full debut here, which still hasn't actually came out online for publicly everybody to see here. However, seeing that this exclusive footage and teaser trailer of The Mandalorian Season 3 was exclusively shown only to the audience at Star Wars Celebration back in May, it since then, of course, has leaked online variously all over the place, and of course has taken on multiple copyright claims. I myself, at the time of recording and publishing this video, I have this on our channel right here, right now, for you guys to check out if you guys want to. It's linked down in the description down below. We also kind of break down the trailer as well there from kind of different things that we're able to kind of make out and actually see here. I will give you guys a little bit of a heads up. It's incredibly blurry and it's fairly shaky at times, and some stuff is kind of cropped out of the frame. However, I have the best version here on the channel as of right now, so go check that out if you haven't already. Link down in the description down below, but also stay tuned for the rest of this video because this here is also a fairly exciting update here for The Mandalorian Season 3. From there, the article continues to say that teasing an intense emotional journey for Mando with a journey back to Mandalore to ask for forgiveness for his transgressions of taking off his helmet simply, this next set of stories could be the biggest one to date since the show helped kick off Disney Plus's streaming run and has really made it one of the most successful things out there in the streaming world. The big question now is who exactly will play a role in Season 3. After so many new developments within the Star Wars universe, let alone the Mandalorian universe, there are a few clear choices based on quotes from the actors involved and plot details expected to be used, and Star Wars Celebration attendees got confirmation of even more returning players from both Season 1 and Season 2 of The Mandalorian. With that all being said, here are 13 Star Wars characters that are either confirmed or rumored to appear in Season 3 of Lucasfilm's The Mandalorian. Coming in at number 1, let's go ahead and state the obvious. The Mandalorian, Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal. I think it's self-explanatory. It's kind of out of the way. Number 2, Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan. Of course, she is a character that was seen in that leaked teaser trailer there, and she's even said to be playing quite a substantial role here for the third season of The Mandalorian. We've talked about her quite off and on here on the channel here and how she's going to be playing such a big and significant role here within The Mandalorian with different theories and speculations as well as plot details as well. As the article talks about Din Djarin the Mandalorian and his kind of return here for Season 3 here, unsurprisingly, Star Wars' most popular Mandalorian and the Mandalorian's titular character will be back back in action after a short appearance in 2022's The Book of Boba Fett, now wielding the Darksaber more proficiency at that. Din Djarin will be reunited with his foundling Grogu, as we also kind of saw there in the finale of The Book of Boba Fett as well, as the franchise's biggest dynamic duo takes on new challenges and enemies as well. And what the article has to say here about Katie Sackhoff and Bo-Katan here returning for season 3 of The Mandalorian, as it reads, Bo-Katan remains one of Mandalore's fiercest leaders, even though she didn't challenge Din Djarin for the possession of the Darksaber at the end of season 2, although we'll probably seeing that in season 3 here, telling from that leaked teaser trailer at Star Wars Celebration. Footage from season 3 confirmed that she and Mando will be going head to head with one another as she wields even more power and tries to exact vengeance even at that on the Mandalorian. On top of that, recently Katie Sackhoff recently shared whether she thinks she'll appear in next year's Ahsoka series alongside with Rosario Dawson, something else that we covered here on the channel as well. Now coming in here at number 3 here for who we think is going to be appearing here, either confirmed or rumored to be in The Mandalorian season 3, in this case confirmed, the one and only Carl Weathers, Griff Karga. Carl Weathers is going to be both in front and behind the camera here, directing a few episodes of The Mandalorian as well, is something we've also covered here on the channel. He's been seen here, of course, in the leaked teaser trailer of The Mandalorian that was shown at Star Wars Celebration, and Carl Weathers himself, of course, has taken to Twitter actually to confirm that he's working on the actual show here as well as a director. Coming in at number 4, we have Giancarlo Esposito, who is going to be playing Moff Gideon. I am a little bit interested here to kind of see here on where his character is definitely going to be going here for season 3 here. Last we saw, he essentially lost. He was locked up. He was taken behind bars from the New Republic, as we had seen there. As the article reads here, giving us a little bit of insight, the last fan saw of Giancarlo Esposito's Moff Gideon, his suicide attempt had been foiled after the Mandalorian defeated him and took possession of a highly convected Darksaber, and one of the very powerful weapons out there that we got to see a little bit more of in the Book of Boba Fett. Now, after being taken into custody, the supervillain is now out to exact his revenge as he tries to get his hand on Mandalore's covened saber once again. Now, seeing that the article is saying and stating that he's going to be after the Darksaber, I don't necessarily think, for one thing, is all that completely true. I think that he kind of just had it, and when he lost it, he's going to let it go, and if for anything, he's going to be going after Grogu. He needs Grogu to work on his Force cloning project there that he kind of has going for Thrawn and Palpatine that we were to later see in the sequel trilogy with the whole, I guess, cloning thing, and you need a Force user at that, and Grogu's a Force user. I would also believe and agree with the statement that he would be breaking out of the jail. I think it would be pretty boring if he was just sitting around in jail and he wouldn't really be able to interact or really do all that much. Coming in at number 5, we have the Armorer, who was seen in the Book of Boba Fett in season 1 of The Mandalorian, Emily Swallow. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory in how she's going to be contributing and kind of continuing on that whole Mandalorian story. Next up, we have Dr. Pershing, who's going to be making a return here for The Mandalorian season 3. We have Carson Teva, who is a Republic pilot there that we've seen off and on throughout the Mandalorian universe here. We have Peli Motto, who's said to be making a comeback here as well. We have Tim Meadows, however, this is a new one I haven't actually seen, who's going to be playing an unknown role here of The Mandalorian. And I'm kind of skimming a little bit through the direct article here, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. As it reads, with a legendary run in the comedy world under his belt, Saturday Night Live alum Tim Meadows is set for an undisclosed role in season 3 of The Mandalorian. Meadows has remained silent regarding what he'll be doing in the Star Wars universe, although an actor of his caliber will only make the series more of a must-see event when it hits Disney Plus next year. So this is something I haven't really heard of or actually seen of, so I'm very intrigued here to see on what this actor is going to be doing here. Tim Meadows, I haven't even actually seen or heard of him at that. Now, speaking of unknown roles here, as the article continues to talk, we have Christopher Lloyd. We recently covered him and talked about him recently here on the channel here, and what kind of role he'll be playing here is something that we do have a little bit of insight here regarding some leaks and rumors at that. It's something I'll be covering in depth here in a separate future video here regarding actual plot details. Now, the article has to say here, best known for his iconic role as Dr. Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future trilogy, Christopher Lloyd now adds a project to his long resume from a galaxy far, far away. While his role remains a mystery until further notice, Lloyd becomes yet another huge name to join Star Wars and within the Star Wars universe, and his character should be one of the big ones to watch out for when season 3 premieres. So no actual insight here regarding plot details, that is. Next up here we have Axe Woves, who was one of the right-hand men for Bo-Katan there when we saw her introduction episode there for The Mandalorian season 3. Next up we have Taika Waititi, who's going to be coming back to voice IG PG-11. He has been said to be coming back here as well, and yes, he blew up. He was that droid at the end of season 1 that made the ultimate sacrifice and did the self-destruct thing and blew up there in front of everybody. So to see him return, for one thing, is kind of like weird. It's going to be, I think, cool at that as well, but to see how he's going to be returning, I think for another thing is going to be interesting. Probably just scrap metal kind of thrown back together, reprogramming him back into, I guess, life essentially. Now, regarding actual plot details on this character here is even more interesting in my own thoughts and opinions, but it's something I'll be talking about in a separate future video here on the channel, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. Sasha Banks, who plays Kosha Reeves, who's another right-hand man for Bo-Katan at that, has said that she unfortunately will not be actually returning here for The Mandalorian Season 3. As the article reads on that, wrestling superstar Sasha Banks indicated that she won't return for her role as Kosha Reeves, who was a part of Mandalore's Night Owls and 2 chapters from Season 2 of The Mandalorian. However, it wouldn't shock fans to see her return in some capacity at that, to play some type of minor role or maybe appear in the background or something like that. I think that she did a phenomenal job as an actor, especially as well. The article from there states that as Bo-Katan is playing a central role and Axe Wolves is rumored to be joining her in that in the fight against Din Djarin, Banks has also lied about her appearances in the past, of course, regarding other TV shows and movies as well, to kind of keep them hidden at that. Out from there, that there is where the article ends there. I'm going to have that full article linked down in the description down below for you guys to check out as well. Yes, I think it's fairly self-explanatory to an extent. Of course, the Mandalorian's going to be making an appearance in The Mandalorian. I think that's self-explanatory. Same thing goes for other characters, I think, like Greef Karga or Bo-Katan. They're all kind of major characters that we have seen introduced or set up in previous seasons of The Mandalorian, or have also seen in the leaked footage for the teaser trailer as well, that are all going to be playing significant roles here for the upcoming 3rd season. However, as I'm looking back here at the direct article here, I'm kind of, I guess, surprised at that, at one huge name that they didn't mention whatsoever. However, they mentioned another name that has those connections there, and yes, I know I continuously continue to mention this throughout the video, but I'm going to be covering this one in a separate future video here on the channel as well, because this stuff just kind of deserves its own in-depth kind of review, and also kind of focus at that, talking about it. Now, one thing and one character that the article mentioned here was Pelimoto, and Pelimoto is stationed on Tatooine. And who else is stationed on Tatooine? The great Daimo Boba Fett. The article failed to mention Boba Fett whatsoever anywhere here in the article. A lot of Star Wars fans seem to agree on the subject that if Pelimoto would be appearing here in The Mandalorian Season 3 here, seeing that Mando would go back to Tatooine, well, then it makes sense that Boba Fett would also make some type of appearance here for the 3rd season here as well, and returning here. And if for anything, I think that the 3rd season of The Mandalorian will be setting up Season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett to some capacity as well, as setting up the Ahsoka show there as well, that we're going to be only getting a couple months later after the 3rd season of The Mandalorian later on in the year. This is something that we saw with Season 2 of The Mandalorian, setting up these characters, reintroducing them to the Star Wars fan base, and also bringing them also back from the dead for one thing, or maybe introducing them into live action for another thing, and at that from there, introducing them into their own shows, expanding the Mandalorian universe for another. It's just one of those things in my own thoughts and opinions that kind of connect the dots. It just makes sense. I want to know over your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think here. What characters do you think are going to be appearing here in The Mandalorian Season 3? What characters do you want to see here for the 3rd season of The Mandalorian? And what do you think is going to be going on here and happening here with the 3rd season of The Mandalorian? I'd absolutely love to hear of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help with the channel, and check out Instagram on official Star Wars for more Star Wars content, link down in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Of course, have a good one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.